Welcome to a tour of our Yahtzee game. The objective is to roll dice for a variety of scoring combinations to maximize your score. Yahtzee can be played alone or by a group. Competitive Yahtzee is any number of players playing the solitary version simultaneously, with the highest score winning. There are 13 rounds. In each round, a player rolls a dice. After the roll, they set the dice with the results the player wishes to use, also known as the keepers, aside. They re-roll the remaining dice, set the keepers aside, or score the round, and then re-roll the remaining dice and apply the resulting scores to one of 13 categories. By the 13th round, each category must have a score even if it is 0. Categories are upper and lower. Categories include 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s. The lower categories include 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, full house, small straight, large straight, Yahtzee, and chance. Chance is a catch-all category, which is the sum of the 5 dice. If there's a Yahtzee, and if there's a second Yahtzee, there's a 100-point bonus. The game ends after 13 rounds. The winner has the highest score, which includes the upper section score and bonus if there is one, and the lower section score and the Yahtzee bonus if there is one. To achieve these rules, our Yahtzee game consists of 12 UI modules, 3 game files, and 18 score-based files. The dice panel controls the call of the dice images and the look and feel of the dice map on the game screen. The game container sets up the actual panel that is used to hold the welcome and game screens. The image click control file controls mouse clicks for the keeping and rolling of dice. The mouse click adapter controls mouse clicks and mouse overs. Player list label sets the font and border for the player lists. Player list panel controls the names of players collected on the welcome screen, their turns, and displaying their score. The score description panel provides feedback about how to score each category and instructs the user to click each category to find out more. The score list panel sets the display factors for the score list. The scorecard panel sets the look and feel of the scorecard, category list, scores, and the scoring button. Scorecard panel actions provides predictive scoring associated with the die roll for each category and chosen score. And the welcome screen provides for name collection and the look and feel of the welcome screen. The game app is where all the component pieces come together to allow the game to actually be played, including the game model, which is the logic, and the game container, which are the visuals. Game model contains methods that control the flow and the rules of the game. Player allows the return of the player's name and the score to the board. In the scores section, there is a different file for each of the methods calculating a category's score, as well as the bonuses. It is also important to note that we created a test score file to test the various dice scenarios against our math and our methods. Now we're going to take a look at the game board and make sure everything is functional and operates as described. In our example, we're going to use the 4 players who designed the game. When you click play, the first thing you notice is the list of players with a score of 0, and the player whose turn it is bolded. Next, you'll notice the categories with the associated radio button and score of 0 for each. Located below the player panel is a category description panel, which asks the user to read its description by clicking on a category. At the bottom of the panel, you'll notice a turn indicator and a roll button. We press roll to get started. You're going to have to forgive my play, as I did not play Yahtzee as a kid and have little idea of what the proper Yahtzee strategy is. As you can see, you keep a die simply by clicking on it, and also if you want to return it to be rolled again on the same round, just click on that die again. You'll notice that as the dice are rolled, the predictive score is entered to help you make your decision about which category you want to choose for this particular round. Hopefully this won't be too boring, but over the next couple minutes I'm just going to play the game so that you can observe and see that the math works and that the logic works and that the game is functional and does not crash and all of that other good stuff. You'll notice there that it wouldn't let me roll the dice without selecting the score from the previous round for the previous player. While there's a moment of silence, I'll mention that the group used Google Hangouts extensively to plan and design the game. As large sections of code were created, they were emailed to everyone, and generally Michelle took the moving parts and made them whole. We split up the labor in the following manner. Michael designed many of the mechanics of the game, as well as the dice panel. Bradley wrote much of the scoring logic methods, while I, Dallas, worked on the UI of the welcome screen and the scorecard panel. Michelle magically brought everything together, including the player panel, but fundamentally she made all of the moving pieces, including the scoring, the game mechanics, and the UI work together as one. So you've stuck with me this long. I bet you're wondering who won, aren't you? Well, it was a hard-fought battle. Lots of score changes all throughout. Mike pulled it off with a come-from-behind victory. In the wake of our completion of the game, we have all given up coding and become completely addicted to Yahtzee. Thank you for watching this video, and I highly encourage you to play our game and play it responsibly. Please do not also become addicted.